Greetings from Tokyo, my dear friends. This is Daisuke. And oh, hold on. I forgot to get my one thing. So I'll just get my computer console and just give me 1 second. Great. Ooh, something fell. Great. So, thanks for stopping by today. I wanted to say hello in this live stream format. I hope you can hear me. I hope the sound is okay. I'm using a different phone than per usual, but just thank you so much. So again, another surprise live stream. Nothing announced, but it's now Saturday morning where I am in Tokyo. It's a nice day, although I must say maybe it's a little bit chilly, and because I guess come to be expected with the I'm totally unprepared today. Sorry, but I guess to be expected with the December month, but not a problem. It's a very nice day today, so looking forward to what the day may have in store. And I want to take this opportunity, as I mentioned in the title, to say hello and also to talk about something very nice that happened a couple days ago. And so I wanted to share with you what happened and also to extend my gratitude once again to the lovely community that can be found at the Criterion Subreddit. There's this place called Reddit, and it has many forums and groups. And one such group is devoted to the Criterion collection. So it's Criterion Subreddit, and I had the idea of I also have an Instagram account, my own personal Instagram account, and I use the Instagram account. Instagram for me. It's very fun. I can post pictures. It's usually what I'm thinking about at the moment. Or I've just watched this film. I just want to just maybe take a picture of it and then go. Or I'm just thinking about that film. I take a picture of it. Or maybe maybe the kids and I went to eat a burger or something. So so it's like that sort of thing for me. So it's just a lot of fun. And there was a picture that I had where my son and I went to it's a temple, and it's called Gotokuji, and it's very close to where we actually live even now. And so it's on the same, if we're talking about the same train line, it's maybe, oh gosh, maybe just 2 or 3 stations away from where I live. So very close. And so but it's also a place that's very important because it shows it's one of the places that's featured in a work which is by Chris Marker, and it's called Sans Soleil. And this filmmaker might also be known to a number of people because of the work La Jetée. Well, there's also work that this filmmaker did, which is called Sans Soleil. And the work Sans Soleil is a film that has many, I mean, it's about many things. And one of the things that's so fascinating about it is the way it seems to organically connect various, say, places around the world, one of which being Japan. And so one of the places that was featured was this place that was nearby. So I just decided to go. And there's this feature which is called Manekineko, these cat statues, and with the paw raised. And so there's this place that's very famous for having a large collection of these cat statues. And so I went there and I took a picture, and I had my Criterion Blu-ray of the work. because Criterion has a Blu-ray. I don't have it. It's somewhere on the shelf. I forget the spine number exactly, but someone help me. Is it like, gosh, it escapes me, 300s, 400, something like that. So and so so then I just took the Blu-ray, because I was just cool, just take a picture, and it's, oh, this is the place that was in this film, and it's in the Criterion collection. Oh, it's nice, so let's take a picture. And I just, so it was, and I live close by, so it was not a hassle at all for me to put the Criterion Blu-ray in my little bag, and then go to the place, and with my son, and the weather was nice, and so my son, I asked my son, can you take a picture of me here, please, thank you. And then he took the picture with the phone, and then, oh, it turned out really nice. And so, okay, so that was a nice thing. And I thought, oh, what the heck, it would be nice to just post it on Instagram, and then have the uh, and then the like, and then so, and I thought, oh, it's a Criterion related thing. It has to do with a title that's in the Criterion collection. Oh, what the heck? So why don't I post it on this Criterion subreddit group? With a little tag that says "off topic." Nothing of any major significance or consequence, and on the contrary, it's just a bit of fun. Criterion related fun. So that was the gist of it, really. And so, but then and this was, and so I said, oh, just post the picture on that Criterion subreddit group, and that was maybe a few days ago. And then I got lots of notifications on my phone. I was going to the gym, and I was just doing work, exercise, and then walking home, and then going to my bike, and then walking to my bike to go home. And then so, and on my way to my parked bicycle, I checked my phone, and I saw these notifications, like, what's going on here, and just pushed the button, and I saw all these comments, and through the Reddit subreddit group, and I was like, oh my goodness, I hope I didn't do anything wrong, and so I just went there and just looked through, and it was I was so pleasantly delighted, and I was delighted and pleasantly surprised, because there were so many people who gave like a what is it, upvote, or thumbs up, or upvote. And so it was like, wow, that's really kind of you, thank you. It's That was very, very overwhelming. And then also there were so many comments below on the subreddit post that I made, and I tried to respond to as many as possible, but I was so moved by that. So I was I was so glad. And also, there are some people who said, for instance, one person says here, I'm just scrolling down here. Some people say, great find. Someone says, great find. Also loving the glasses. I'm reading from my phone here. So I'm loving the glasses. And so thank you so much. So some people also commented on my glasses. And also there was someone who said, let's see here. Yeah, I was, oh yes, uh, it starts here. Greetings, Daisuke. This is very cool, and that was so kind. Thank you so much. And then someone else says, I wasn't expecting to see this today, but I'm most certainly glad I did. Thanks for everything, Daisuke. That was, and people say, love this. Thanks for sharing. And someone says, great find. Also loving the glasses. And then someone else responds, and the stash and the sweater. So people were commenting also on the sweater, because let me see if I can show what I guess I didn't show what the picture is. Here's the picture. Sorry about that. That's what I posted. And as you can see, there's lots of Mane Kiniko in the back, and there's me holding the Criterion Blu-ray there, and there's the upvote. It says it looks like I've clicked on my own picture and upvoted. That's not the case at all. When if you know Reddit, you know that if you post something, it automatically upvotes your own thing. So I didn't. It's not like you know, it's not like I didn't do that on purpose or anything. But that's how it shows up. So it shows up that like that. So it's that was very and then so people were responding to that. That was really nice. um Someone says here, you have a cool face and cool glasses. Uh, so I didn't quite know how to take that, and I was very flattered by that. So, um, uh, and someone said like legend, and this is so cool. I love your outfit. A lot of people are talking about the sweater. So, if you can see, I was wearing something similar to this. So that's the sweater. I think people were responding to it's similar to it's not the same vest sweater. I like to wear sweater vests. I don't have so many, but I like to wear sweater vests. So, um, uh, this is my way to say first of all, good morning, warmest regards, and I hope everyone is well. That's the first thing, and then the second thing is I wanted to say just thank you so much to the Reddit group. Really, thank you so much to the Reddit group for just being so kind. Um, really being so incredibly kind. I'm really thrilled by it. Truly, I'm very honored by it. So that's what I wanted to do today. So thank you for everything. Uh, yeah, thank you so much. Very kind indeed. I was very overwhelmed by it. And then someone says like some people were saying. Someone, for instance, says, I've been watching your videos for years, and for years. Uh, so, uh, thank you. I was, and someone asked, so you should have done the cat pose as well. Yes, that was a great idea. I wish I'd done that, but so there is the Manakiniko cat pose. So thank you so much. Really, thank you. To the Reddit group people, if you're out there, uh, uh, yeah, I'm not used to this. So thank you so much for your kind attention, and thank you for your ever everlasting and unyielding passion and devotion to cinema, and in particular this group or area of cinema that is regarded as the Criterion Collection. So, thank you so much for that and for welcoming me into your community in this very charming and very heartwarming way. Thank you so much for this. I wear this. I wear this. I wear this badge with honor and pride, and so I want to say thank you very much for that. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Again, it was just a kind of it was a nothing picture. It was just a random pose, nothing more. But it was something that I was very honored by, and so I wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you for anyone who's watching from the Reddit group, and also, and this holds true for anyone who stops by here on this channel. If you and I've spoken, say on Reddit or elsewhere, Instagram, elsewhere, and you want to comment here, I know sometimes YouTube commenting. I understand sometimes some people might be comfortable with it, others might not be comfortable with it. I totally get that. So not a problem at all. You don't have to comment at all. You can, if you want to talk to me, I always try to make other options available. I know that there is a chat function in the Reddit app or mechanism. So if you want to reach out to me that way, I certainly check that. I don't check that chat function every day, so I might miss something. If you want to reach out to me through the Reddit chat function, I might miss that. So I apologize for that. The best way to reach me, and I know some people have sent me emails as well. I know there's a dear friend who sent an email the other day regarding a topic that we spoke about in the last live stream. So I haven't responded to it yet. I apologize. I will respond to it as soon as possible. But email is also some way you can reach me. But the best way to reach me at the moment is actually through Instagram. Instagram private messenger app. There's also Facebook, but I don't have I don't usually go to Facebook that much anymore. Not for any negative reason. It's just it's a little bit difficult for me to go from place to place to place. It's a little bit easier for me to focus on just maybe a couple places and then go from there. So I do check Facebook occasionally, but the best place for me to reach out to me if ever you want to talk is Instagram Messenger. So you can, and you can follow me on it, but you don't have to follow me. I'd love the follow. Don't get me wrong, but you don't have to follow me. I totally get that. You know, you don't have to you don't have to do what you want, what you don't want to do. So, but if you want to, that would be very pleasant to me. I'd be very happy to see you there. But again, no pressure, no worries. You do what you do, and I'm happiest to hear whatever is comfortable for you. So. But certainly love to see you. Certainly love to hear from you. And if you talk to me and you mention, "Hey, I'm so and so on from Reddit," if you mention your name, I don't want to. I'm not going to say names now because I don't want to sort of overextend my outreach in terms of your own privacy, etc. But if ever you want to say to me, either in a public message or comment or private, that was me in in the subreddit group. I'm so and so. This is my name, and so and this is what we talked about. If you want to tell me that as well, I will certainly. It will pick me up, and it will certainly make me attend to your comment and question very much so, because I once again I want to extend my deepest gratitude and thanks. Excuse me. My deepest gratitude and thanks is what I want to extend, or what I want to extend to you. Truly. Thank you so much for that lovely surprise. It was really lovely. Thank you. And so let me go to is the sound coming out okay? I'm using a new phone, so not a new phone, but a different phone, because I needed to show my cracked iPhone for purposes of the Reddit thing. So sorry. So I usually use this phone, but as you can see, the screen is cracked. So, but it's okay. It still works. So, but I needed to use this because this is the only way I could show the Reddit thread. But anyway, let's see. So let me go to the chat, and we'll go from there. So let's see here. Okay. Matthew Lockwood is here. Hello. Yes. Thank you so much, as always, my dear friend. Thank you. Juan Espinoza is here. It's nice to see you. You say greetings from Venezuela. So hello to you, my dear friend. Michael is here. Michael Strider's here. Hello. Steven Schroeder's here. It's nice to see you. Thank you. I think I recently it was your question, right? About, was it, did I get that right about if I could choose three filmmakers to have dinner with, right? So I hope, yeah, I hope my memory is okay. But I think I tried to, and you left it you left the comment behind some time back, so I apologize for the lateness of my reply. It was a great question. Theodore's here. Hello, it's hello. You say, well, hello. Well, hello to you. Finn Miller's here. Hello, it's nice to see you. Ken of the Legion is here. Happy Friday to you as well. Oh, for Saturday for me, but I get it. Yes, we are all Friday in spirit. National Coaster News. It's nice to see you. Marco is here. Hello, Seth Walsh. Hello, it's nice to see you. We talk about Fugitive of the Past. Oh, great. And is here. You say, hi, Daisuke. Had a bit of a bad day, but really good to see you. So, NN, please, everyone, join me in wishing NN, all the best. I totally hear you when you say you have a bad day. I've had my share of bad days and then some. So I don't know what the situation is. I don't claim to be able to fix everything. So, but what I do want to say is my sincerest hope that whatever the case is for you, that everything is well, or becomes as well as can be. And so, thank you so much for stopping by. It puts an extra pep in my step So thank you so much, and it's nice to see you. It's always nice to see you. And take very good care of yourself. I hope that things are well. Let's see. Scrolling down here, Matthew Lockwood asks about bean poles. So no, no. Um, but thank you for the recommendation. Jared is here. It's nice to see you. Thank you. Theodore says three. Thank you. So 387. So that's the spy number. Thank you very much. Thank you. Clark is here. It's nice to see you. Matthew, you continue. I'm a proud member of the Criterion subreddit. There are some awesome people over there. Yes, yes, thank you. Thank you. Justin says, thank you, Daisuke. Hail Criterion and happy Friday, fellow cinephiles. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, yes. Speaking of Criterion, I just finished. I went through and watched a number of times the Infernal Affairs trilogy set. So I went and checked that. And then I went through and watched the 4K and then the Blu-ray, and then I watched the 4K again of, and then the supplements on the second Blu-ray disc of Malcolm X. So uh, not in one day, not in one sitting, but over the course of a number of days, I did that. Just wanted to say that, how should I explain it? Uh, it's now December, and it's almost, what is it? It's the 10th of December where I am. So my goodness, we're almost at the end of December. Oh my goodness. And so usually around the last week of December, I will begin to think about videos just talking about, oh, what are my favorite Criterion's releases from this year, for whatever my opinion's worth. And I don't think it's I don't know, I'm just one person, so just but what my favorite Criterion titles are. So I'm starting to think about that, and I kind of have an idea already based on what I've seen so far. I know I have yet to get a number of titles for the remaining part of this month, so waiting on those. But and I have yet to uh, go into Wally. I have it on the shelf or on the back here, and so actually after this, sometime today, I will go into that. Break open the plastic wrapping and put that in the machine and watch that again. Wally, the Criterion release this time. So I haven't yet had a chance to watch the Criterion. So that's going to be this weekend. The beginning that starts this weekend, maybe into next week. And so but so far, yeah, uh, it's, if I had to choose what my favorite like one, two, three releases from Criterion are, it's really, really. If I had to choose of those, I think for me in my head there are two or three that I could say, oh gosh, this would be my number one. So I'm having, how should I, but could I say that Malcolm X, the release, might be in that three? I don't know. So maybe I said too much. So but anyway, so it's up there. It's up there. It's a release that I mean, I'm overwhelmed by the presentation itself, and I'll try to explain why later in the video when I upload the video discussion on my reaction to Malcolm X, the Criterion release, the Spike Lee film. But uh, yeah, um, I it, this is a this is such a huge work. This is so huge, and it's made so huge by so many things, so many performances. Ernest Dickerson's photography, etc. Terence Blanchard music. Oh my goodness! And of course, the bravura, the great cinematic, almost like audacity, just the way in which this is an epic. This is an epic, and I think in some of the supplements it's mentioned, right? This is like a Lawrence of Arabia, David Lean Lawrence of Arabia. And this Ernest Dickerson and Spike Lee mention this when they talk about how they went to see the restoration of Lawrence of Arabia in one of the supplements. So this is, and it's also a musical. It's also like you know um, This is also right. This is there's a parts of this. This is also like what Spike Lee says. It's like a Minnelli musical, or it's a Stanley Donen musical, or something. So this is, and it's also a. This is a. I mean, the phrase often is used biopic, but it's so packed and rich for so many reasons. And on top of that, or part of that, is the performances. So, and you've got the trajectory of character, the transformation of a life in different phases. And you put on top of that what the significance of each of those phases are in the context of this individual's life and family, and also the context of American history, 20th century American history, or not just 20th century, but American history. So uh, it's yeah, it's amazing. So it's going to be hard to try to put that video together because I'm anticipating I'm still trying to sift through how I feel about it. So it might take a couple days, but getting that's wow, wow. Um, uh, let's see. National Coaster News says, I'm in there. You're referring to the Criterion subreddit. And you say, I'm in there as well and saw your post. Was happy to see you. Thank you so much, National Coaster News. Thank you. That's very, very kind of you. Um, Ken of the Legion says, that's a nice turn of events. Thank you. Yes, yes. Props to your son for taking such a captivating picture. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, my son I have a lot. He is a very, very nice boy. So I'm very, very lucky to have him. So so he took a nice picture there. So Ken of the Lee. That's I'm sorry. I read the comment. Thank you. So NN says, yeah, those glasses are amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Romulux says Sansoleil was included in the director's poll of Sight and Sound 2022. Yes, I did notice that. Yes. Jared says that's a great picture. Oh, let's see. Robbie Racine is here. And Robbie Racine, you have a super chat. Wow. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you. This will go towards your super chat kindness, and the super chat money will go towards a Blu-ray release or something. I'll try to purchase. I should really do that more. I've been so bad at that. So I get some money from super chats and super. I should put that. I should say, okay, this is what we got, and then from here I say this is what I got this month from the super chat or super amount of money. So thank you, thank you. So that would be that. So in fact, that's how I got, for instance, Revenge of the Ninja, the Kino Blu-ray, or Enter the Ninja. And so there were some others that I I wanted to get around to. I think also, I was told by a friend on Instagram about the Kino. There's a Kino Lorber sale, I think, going on. So I think they can ship internationally. So I'll have to check that up. I need to get those. Um, what is it? The Stanley Kubrick those releases, the 4K releases. I haven't gotten those yet. So what is it? The Killing and Killer's Kiss. I'm looking forward to that very much. So I've been on a bit of a Stanley Kubrick kick lately. I think because of the because of what I saw initially when I saw the Sight and Sound directors poll, or the results of the directors poll, the directors list. So um there's yeah, it was a really exciting thing. So I'm sorry, but now Robbie. So thank you so much for the super chat. And you say, do you see many movies at the theater? If so, what are some recent ones? Also, thank you so much for the question. So at the moment, I don't go to the movie theater that often at all. In fact, lately I haven't been going to the movie theater at all, and that's just due to my own schedule. I work weekdays, and so the work day, and I work at home, so that usually means that after I'm done with my work, the ordinary business hours in a manner of speaking, then I'm finished, then it's already 6 or 7 p.m., and then I'll have some other things to do at home. So the weekdays are usually out for me. It's when it comes to going to the theater. Also, weekends too. Lately, it's been a little bit hectic. So with certain errands and the like, so I don't have a chance to go to the movie theater as much as I would like. The last time I went to the movie theater, or one of the last times I went to the movie theater, I mean, it's quite a long time ago now that I think about it. But for instance, I don't know, um, I saw No Time to Die, the James Bond film. I saw No Time to Die in the theater, or I saw, that was a while back. And I remember too. I remember the running time, so I thought, oh, I got to be sure to use the restroom before the film starts, because so there's that. But that was I think last year. Also, I saw, what was I saying? I saw the one with the, it's like um, what is it? With what? Oh gosh, why am I forgetting his name? Matt Reeves, right? Matt Reeves, the Batman. And do I have it here? Do I have it? I think yeah. So I saw that in the theater. So that was very interesting. Um, I like the what is it? I like the I liked the way in which they portrayed the. I thought the way that they portrayed the characters, in particular the character that was the Riddler. I thought that was a really interesting take. It kind of went in a direction I wasn't. I knew what the marketing was, but it wasn't. When I saw the film, I was like, oh, that was kind of interesting. I wasn't quite expecting that. Okay. So there's that. I think I'm not sure how I feel about it. If you asked me to rank all the Batman movies, I don't know where that would fall yet. It's still kind of fresh for me in my eyes. I have to process it a bit more, I suppose. But leaving that out for a moment, I would say that maybe I really I like Batman Returns very much. I love Batman Returns. I love Christopher Walken. For anyone who knows Christopher Walken's, there's a great line. He says, "Yawn." Ah, that's a great line in Batman Returns. Oh gosh. All right, but so yeah, so I don't go to the movie theater as much as I would like. I'd love to be able to go, um, but yeah, yeah, I try. I'll try more maybe in the next year, 2023. There's some actually 2023, it might be uh, turning out to be quite an eventful. Might Some things might be going on in 2020. I'll talk about it a little bit later when things are a bit more clear. But for the time being, so that might mean that I might be able to go to more movies in 2023 in a good way. So we'll see. But yeah, so thank you so much for JP Pack. Thank you. You said I love your sweater vest. Thank you so much. Thanks for everything that you do. This is a sweater. Should I can, if anyone's interested in I don't know. There was a shop in Tokyo, and I was able to get the sweater. I guess I can show later what the brand is if anyone's interested. Yes, Romulux says also in Japan there's a bar restaurant called La Jetée. Yes, yes, well done. There's a bar called La Jetée. It's in the place in Shinjuku, which is called Golden Gai, in Shinjuku, and it's an area where these got these like alleys and all these bars in this place. And one of those bars is called La Jetée. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, yes, very very famous place. It has a closed or enclosed intimate setting. Really lovely place. Yes, yes. Wonderful. So National Coaster News. Thank you so much. Special K says your beard is turning gray like mine, but yes, it is gray. You can see there's gray hairs, not just my beard, but all over the place, all over the place. So, but that's okay. That's okay. It's love. Yeah, little gray is or a lot. I guess for me, a lot of gray now. Totally fine. Totally fine. And you say you like yours as well. So you have a beard as well. So fellow beard enthusiast. Warmest regards, Special K. Vern is here, our dear friend Vern. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, thank you. Thank you. I remember our comment. And then Daisuke says, and then says again, do you have any hobbies besides watching films? I guess I do. I like, um, although it's not as intense as it was maybe 10 years ago, I do like to exercise and work out. Um, and let's see. Let's see. I mean, I don't do a lot of collecting elsewhere, but I mean, I do have, I do. It's not so. It's. Well, I guess I do like. Um, uh, I like wristwatches. And then as far as other things go, I suppose I like food. So, but I guess would that count as a hobby? I'm not sure. Maybe, maybe not. But anyway, but I think for me, maybe the one that has the most sense of being a constant is cinema. I think that is for me, like, I wouldn't even call it a hobby. It's more like, yeah, cinema is like it's just uh, um, or the way in which I kind of interact and consume the cinema product in the form of how I've discussed it over the course of these videos on this channel. Let me put it that way. So in that kind of way, that's how because I know cinema is this vast thing. I mean, who it's if when I say, oh, I enjoy cinema, what I really mean, what I'm really saying is I'm enjoying how I have experienced cinema, which I at the same time acknowledge as being very limited because cinema is much wider, much vaster than the scope of cinema that I have been able to access and watch over the course of the years. I get that, uh, uh, but uh, but still, it's in that way too that I feel like it's kind of like just a part of me now. So uh, can't escape it. I don't talk about it a lot. I don't like I don't go and talk about it with everyone that I meet, for example. But because it's a kind of but it's a very very intimate, intense thing for me. Very very intense thing for me. Um, and so yeah, so I wouldn't necessarily call that maybe a hobby for but other hobbies would be like, yeah, I do like wristwatches. I like wristwatches very much. I have a number of wristwatches that I was able to get over the years. Um, but I don't talk about the wristwatches here, so it's not because I'm not so good with talking about that sort of stuff. I think there are many people who talk about that. They're much more expert than I when it comes to things like that. So I'm not at all an expert when it comes to that. So I'm not good at that. So, but I do like that. So, if you want to, if there are any not rich, but yeah, I guess rich. But if there are any wrist watch enthusiasts out there, you can always drop me a line and let me know. What kind of watches that you're into. I always like to hear those conversations very much. Those are really cool. Also, I like whiskey, Scotch. I like Scotch whiskey. So there was an Instagram post that I did maybe a couple days ago, and I was showing Mishima because I was rewatching the film Mishima: Life in Four Chapters. I think Paul Schrader was in the news because of maybe having to do with sight and sound, I suppose, of the greatest films or whatever. And so I thought, oh, Paul Schrader, let's watch Mishima again. So I decided to watch Mishima, and so I said, and I had a Lagavulin, good old trusty Lagavulin. Lagavulin 16, and so it was a nice occasion to have enjoy a Lagavulin, a dram, and a Mishima Life in Four Chapters. Great experience. I suppose I'll try to put up a post later today, maybe talking about maybe I don't know Artbeg and Wally. I'm not sure. Maybe that might be interesting. Maybe not. Or maybe watch something else. What am I watching lately? What do I want to watch lately? Maybe I'll watch The Shining, because also The Shining came up in that sight and sound list. So I'll rewatch The Shining, and that's why I was and I was rewatching 2001: A Space Odyssey, and my son was there, so it was so great to have my son and my daughter and my son were there, and so we were watching. They didn't see all of it yet, but they've seen part of 2001, so that was a really lovely thing. And my son was talking, oh, what's going on here? And I was trying to explain, oh, this is what's going on. That's HAL 9000. and I was trying to explain to my kids about HAL 9000 and stuff. So it's great, and it's really wonderful. And incidentally, I guess for anyone who's interested, and if you're not interested, I totally understand. But here's my 2001: A Space Odyssey impression, just in case. So if you anyway, I don't. It's not going to spoil anything. I think for anyone who has yet to see that great film. But here's my 2001: A Space Odyssey impression. So here, so imagine this is space, and my fist is a ball-shaped spaceship. Okay, and so here we go. Right, that's my 2001. There we go. All right, let's see. Um, Jim Miller's here. Thank you. It's nice you say able to catch your live stream. Oh, it's nice to see you. Thank you so much, Jim Miller. Matthew Lockwood says, I'm deciding what to make during the Criterion 30% off. So yes, I know. So you go to the Criterion page and you'll have like snow, holiday 30% snow. Yeah, I saw that. So I hope you enjoy. So you mentioned possibilities being Police Story box set, Shop on Main Street, The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. Oh, interesting, or all three. Um, let's see. I would say, yeah, Umbrellas of Cherbourg is. Oh, I've never spoken about that one. Unfortunately, I'd love to be able to Shop on Main Street too. Police Story too. I haven't spoken about any of these. Oh my goodness, another shortcoming, terrible shortcoming on my part. But um, I always go with the get them all approach. But you I think if you had to choose one of those, I think you'd be fine with any one of those choices, my dear friend. And the likes scrolling down here. National Coaster News says, I'm curious when you're planning to continue your Twin Peaks watch. The have to leave now, but all the best. Yes. I had planned to pick it up in November, but unfortunately, because of my my dearly beloved dog Koharu passed away at the end of October. So I was feeling very, very down and very blue. And I still feel sad on occasion. But also mixed in there, of course, the warmth of memories past. So things that I had planned to do in November kind of fell through because of that, and there were other things that really November was for me a really terrible month. It was very, very terrible. I just was so sad for a number of reasons. So I wasn't at all, to be honest, I wasn't at all ready to talk about Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. But now I'm feeling much better. So I will try to pick that up. So my plan had been to have Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me and the missing pieces be talked about in November. But that's now, of course, fallen through. And so now we're uh, what is it? December now. So December 10th, where I am. So I'll try to pick that up at least for this month. And then, I also meant too that other plans that I had, like talking about De Palma, continuing with the De Palma films and the Cronenberg films, that fell through in November because again, I was just I was in this really, I felt really, really just awful. I felt so awful. So, but I'm feeling much better now, and so the so that was put on hold. So a number of things, and the Angelopoulos, so that was all put on hold. So, but I'm trying to kind of put everything back on track in a manner of speaking, including the Twin Peaks discussions and also the return, because I know that's next after talking about the missing pieces is talking about the return. So and my goodness, I cannot wait to talk about this. So cannot wait to talk about that one. Yeah. So I cannot wait to talk about that one. So right. I can't wait to talk about. Oh gosh, there's a great moment when one character does this. It's great. Oh, I can't wait to talk about that in another moment. So, all right, yeah. All right. Well, anyway, I have to stop. So I know some people haven't seen that Twin Peaks yet. So the So that's the plan. That's the plan. So, but I'll see you. But the primary thing so the foremost of my mind, my YouTube mind at the moment, is to get the Criterion 2022 release discussions done before the final week of December. That's the plan, because then I can focus the final week in December, or the final days in December, to make a number of videos to talk about the Criterion, my favorite Criterion 2022 release. Also, I've been getting these comments about, I did these videos like years ago about, I was sitting there and what was it? Oh, here are all the spy numbered releases from Criterion from 1 to 927 or something, because at the time when I made those videos, I was up to 927. So I just, here's spy number 1, and here's the Blu-ray or something. And when that one doesn't have a Blu-ray, it's a Grand Illusion, but you know what I mean. So, here's this, spy number, and the blue, and here's the back, and here's the Blu-ray or something like that. So people have been asking me, can you do the continuation of that from spy number, what is it, 928 or 29, I forget, but it was, I've always been thinking, should I try to do that again? It's actually, it's pretty, it takes up a number of, it takes time to do that, surprisingly. If I know it seems like it's just taking a thing from a pile and just reading it, but it's a large pile actually, because we're now in the 1100s. So if you think about it, that's over 200 titles. So and to have a 200 title pile next to you is a bit kind of, you have to take one down, put it back. But let's see. I've always been thinking about that. Oh, it would be nice to try to return to that, maybe, for people who might be interested in that. I'm kind of I'm very flattered by the attention that those videos get. I'm a little bit, how should I put it? I'm usually, yeah. It's, and one of the great appeal points of Criterion is, of course, the way how it's so collectible, right? Because of the spy number and all the things that are there. But it was, um, it's something that I remember when I did the videos, for example, that I was sitting in this position, I was sitting on the floor. And I am now as well, sitting on the floor, and I was doing that, and it really did a number on my posture. And I remember, taking breaks during that. My back would be sore or something. It would be like, it was really like that. I guess maybe that's a sign that maybe I wasn't sitting as upright as I should have been, or maybe I should have been doing more calisthenics, or what is that, or more training to strengthen my back muscles or something. But anyway, yeah, uh, that might happen. I'm not sure. I'll try to do something. Um, I can't promise anything, but who knows? Maybe for the new year. Marco's here. Hello, it's nice to see you. You said, can't wait to hear your thoughts on Infernal Affairs. I just started a film YouTube channel to talk about the box set. Thanks for the inspiration to start mine. Oh, Marco, so thank you so much. So Marco, if what's the name of your YouTube channel? Please let me know. Is it your name here, as it appears in the chat, or is it under a different name? Let me know. You can always talk about your chat. Please feel free to talk about your YouTube channels, or blogs, or Instagrams, or whatever, your accounts. You can always talk about them here, or comments and section. Please promote your stuff. I'm very, very happy to hear that. Film related stuff is always welcome. So well done. Good luck with that, and I look forward to it. And thank you so much for the comments about Infernal Affairs. Yes, so all three of them. And if you haven't seen them, it's just, goes through. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So, and the like. So yeah, and it's I mean, it's kind of interesting plot. Let me try to put it that way. It's an interesting plot in a way that you'd think, how could they make a part 2 and then a part 3? How could you do that? But they do, and it's a really interesting, very, very inventive, very clever, very imaginative way that they are able to do that. So, well done. So, Special K. Then you say getting Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction on 4Ks. I haven't gotten those yet, so well done. I should maybe try to get them. Maybe I will use the super chat money to try to get those 4K releases. So Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs. Um, right. So it was. Um, uh, I spoke earlier today about. I spoke earlier today in this live stream about one of my other hobbies, which is I like to talk. I like watches. I like wrist. I don't have a wristwatch on me at the moment, but I like wristwatches. And so I think if you know Pulp Fiction, it has one of the most fascinating episodes with respect to a watch. So yes, incredible, absolutely incredible. So I really should get this. So maybe I will use this money to try to devote to trying to get those 4K releases to Reservoir Dogs and Reservoir Dogs too. Um, although I did see a screen of the back, I think, and it talked about like four killers or something like that. And I thought, is it just four? I thought it was more than that. Why are they talking about just four? So I like these releases, don't get me wrong, but every once in a while, I think those details on the covers, I think, or the backs, I think sometimes it could just not quite. Another thing too that I it's kind of maybe a little bit of a maybe I'm overthinking it, but sometimes you have it's not just Blu-ray cover art design, but it's also posters. When you have people on the poster, like one person here, one person here, one person here. It would be so cool if their names were also above or near where their heads are. But sometimes, or a lot of times, actually, you'll see like this person and this person, but the names near them aren't who they are. It's like their names are in different places. I always find that to be like put their names with that. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, that I guess there's a marketing reason for that. So that's why I don't get paid the big bucks. I'm not a marketing person, so because of I guess my inability to understand these points. But anyway, am I right about that Reservoir Dogs back description? By the way, if I'm wrong, please correct me. But the film is fantastic. Yes. Right. Uh, um, there's a great. I mean, I love The Simpsons, and I forget the actual episode, but there's an episode where Homer Simpson, he's sinking. It's not sinking. He's singing. Lime in the coconut, and he's. So I always think about Reservoir Dogs when I think about that episode, and then linking back to it, of course. So that's great. I used to listen to that the soundtrack just on a loop. Just never get enough of that. Amazing. All right. Let's see. Special cases. I'm loving the Wayne's World and 48 Hours 2-pack 4Ks as well. Oh, it's wonderful. Wonderful. Um, I saw Wayne's World and Wayne's World 2 in the theaters. It's really cool. Benjamin May says, "Hi, Daisuke. Always enjoy your videos. Thank you. Your passion for film is infectious." Thank you. Guide eyes move. Oh, interesting question. Oh, I've never spoke. Oh, interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. I don't. Yeah, I guess I don't know. Maybe I would probably. Should I try to talk a little bit more about? I should try to talk a little bit more about other filmmakers and other films on this channel because I tend to have a set rigidity. I can't. I really should try to be more flexible. I'll try to maybe if it's possible, I'll try to make a little bit more space on this channel for just focusing on certain filmmakers that I don't tend to speak about. Well, I'll try to do that more. That's a really good point. Red Sun is here. Hello, on the waterfront. Criterion. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Matthew. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Wow, thank you so much. And you say thanks again for all you do. May you and your family have a blessed new year. Thank you so much, my dear friend. Wow, again, this will go towards what, let's see, the 4Ks, I suppose, Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs. Also, Killer's, well, no, The Killing and Killer's Kiss. And also Paths of Glory too. Yes. Pulp is here. Hello. And you say, also with a super chat. Hey man, sending a super chat from Australia. Just wanted to say I love your channel and keep up the good work. Have a good day. Right. And thank you so much. Thank you. And you're very, very kind. I I've never had the great. I've never been so fortunate enough to have been able to visit Australia. But one day I'd love to be able to visit. Thank you. Theo's A is here. What's up? That's good. Thank you. DIY Craft Q again. Thank you so much with a super chat. It's so yeah, I know. Oh, lovely. Thank you so much. Red Sun said, "What's your favorite film set at sea?" Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know if it's my favorite film set at sea, but I was talking about. I don't know. Does the Poseidon Adventure count? Um, let's read. Says, "Have you been watching the World Cup?" Yes, yes. So I'm not the biggest expert when it comes to World Cup football or soccer, but it was Japan did very well. Um, you know, it was a very of course against Croatia. I wish all the best for the teams. But it was a big kind of celebratory mood here in Japan. People, like myself, who maybe don't are not the biggest experts when it comes to sports or soccer or football, still were very, very much in the mood. So it's very exciting. So, Theo is here. You say, I see you have Akira manga. Yes. What do you think of it? And do you read much else manga? So I don't read that much manga lately. I mean, you know, uh, no, I don't read much manga lately. Uh, but for me, yeah, Akira's the manga with manga is like uh, I love how like uh, um, it's like a um, uh, how should I explain it? It's like um, have you read the work which is War and Peace? Leo Tolstoy's War and Peace. This Akira is like War and Peace for me. Uh, it is War and Peace. I'm not the biggest Tolstoy expert, but I have read War and Peace, and I read it. And what was so striking for me, and I don't have all the details at hand, but what was so striking to me, many an academic has mentioned this, of course, is just how it's able to what's the phrase, micro internalize the macro. So it's able to in essence talk about the micro and macro almost simultaneously, and that leads to what might be called as quote unquote epic status, right? I'm talking about War and Peace. So Akira, the manga, the storyline is like that for me. It is able to um, sort of micro internalize or almost compartmentalize those moments that have these grand ramifications over the course of this type of almost post apocalyptic uh, or post war Japanese history retrofitted to this retrofitted version of the future, which is now past in a manner of speaking. Although a lot of it is too very prescient in terms of the Olympics and in terms of what happened. And it's very eerie how prescient a lot of this stuff is in the future. So in that way, in that kind of clumsy way that I tend to speak, it's that's my way to try to describe my feelings of Akira. It's like War and Peace. So all right. Jim says brief thoughts on Carpenter's Starman. Um, I love to hear Robert Loggia Lost Highway. Okay, yeah, I know. I can't do Robert Loggia Lost Highway. Because of the swear words, I suppose. But maybe one day. But thought Starman. Actually, I have spoken about Starman. I think. Yes, on a video actually. I did a video, um, or did a number of videos actually on the works of John Carpenter. So if you're interested, you can check that out. So I did speak about it. But I don't know if it's not the greatest discussion ever on Starman. I definitely admit that, but it was just my brief thoughts on it. So I think I can let you know. I think it's a great film, really great film. Um, Rob says, "I'd love to see your watch collection." Oh, interesting. So yes, yes. You can drop me a line if on Instagram Messenger if you want to talk about watches. So definitely, yeah. So yeah, I do like watches very much. I say that as I'm not wearing a wristwatch, so please forgive me for that faux pas. But it is early morning here. We're not quite early now. It's now about after 10. Let's see. Marco continues. Cinema feels like like a lifestyle sometimes. Yes. Dr. O is here. Hello, Dr. O. You say, "Hey Daisuke, hope you and your family are well. Second time tuning into a live stream. Was wondering if you had a favorite Jodorowsky movie." Oh, interesting. I don't know if it's my favorite, but I can say too that I was so fortunate when I was living in New York at the time to have gone to the theater to see the re-release of El Topo, and also Jodorowsky was there. He was in the theater, and he was on stage afterwards, talking, and answering questions from the audience. He was talking about working with, he's talking about, it was great, and he's so alive with energy and stories and anecdotes. He's talking about, you know, Alan Klein and John Lennon and Yoko Ono. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. Anyway, um, yeah, yeah. So that was really amazing too. I at the time I hadn't seen El Topo or didn't see any works of Noroski, but my friend, when I was living in New York, I had a dear friend named Vinny, and he was so cool. He's such a cool guy, and he's like one of the smartest guys I've ever met in my life. And he's just saying, "Oh, I gotta take you to see El Topo Daisuke." He's like, "Yeah, all right, let's go." So, and it was thanks to him that I was able to watch that. So it was amazing, absolutely amazing. Holy Mountain too, it was amazing. Anyway, let's see. Scrolling down. Yes. Romulus says The Shining is a great movie to watch in the winter, especially when it's snowing. Speaking of The Shining, I need to get Robert Altman's Popeye. I've been meaning to get Popeye as well. I love Popeye. I mentioned that because of Shelley Duvall. I love Popeye. Jovial Josh is here. Hello. It's nice to see you, my dear friend. I think when I see your name, I was reminded very fondly of Dario Argento, and I seem to have missed out on the Severin Four Flies on Gray Velvet 4K. Is it? Can I still get that or not? I wasn't able to pre-order for Black Friday sale, so I wanted to get that. Someone, a dear friend, alerted me to that, but too late because it was already Black Friday. The Black Friday sale had passed, so now I went to the Severin page and trying to say, "Oh, can I still get the Four Flies on Gray Velvet 4K release?" No, I can't access it. I don't know where it is, so I guess I missed out. If anyone has any information about how I can still get that, please let me know. Jovial Joss, but you say, "Hi Daisuke, what has been your best, most enjoyable cinema experience of all time? And do you think going to the cinema is a dying?" So you're talking about going to the theater. So I think I spoke a little bit. There's a video I think I did a number of years back where I actually spoke about this very topic. And I think I forget exactly what I spoke about, to be perfectly honest, but I think um if 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 it's still there, hopefully I'll have mentioned there was a when I was in college, there was a movie theater. It wasn't really a movie theater. It was it was an auditorium that had a movie screen. It had a movie sized theater sized screen. It's you know it could come down if you press an automatic release button or something. And so, but it could show 35 millimeter because there's a 35 millimeter projector. There's a projector room in the back, and so you could show whatever projector was there. And so the university was able, through some group there, was able to get their hands on a print of Kurosawa's film Seven Samurai. And so that was, I'd seen that film a number of times already. I was in my college years at whatever it was, sophomore, junior in college. I forget exactly, maybe freshman. I forget. I think I was a freshman maybe. And so my undergrad years. And so I'd seen it so many times, but I was not going to pass up the opportunity to see Seven Samurai projected on the big screen, right? So went there, and it was a college crowd mostly. Um, and you could tell from the reactions that I think a number of people were watching the film actually for the first time. I was already sitting there with the kind of personal comfort of having seen the film already, but maybe it was that comfort that was that was really setting me up for a really pleasant surprise in that screening, because I wasn't anticipating just how fun that screening would be for me, and also just how intense and fun the atmosphere would be. People were really into the film. It was exciting. And when things happen, the film Seven Samurai, it's a very dramatic, very action, breathless speed, that sort of thing. And there's some moments that really hit you. And when those moments hit you, I remember the audience was like gasping. People were actually screaming out loud. It was amazing. It was absolutely such an interactive experience. I would never have thought that Seven Samurai would have been such an interactive cinema experience like that was. So it was great. It was absolutely great. So I think that's one. So if you check out that video I did about my favorite movie theater going experiences, I hope I hope I mentioned that. Again, it's been a while since I talked about that. So, but I hope I mentioned that one. Jay Moore's here. Hello. It's nice to see you. Michael Mister says, could you share any hints regarding future live chat? So you're talking about, yes, so about any live stream discussion series. So I could tell you that at the moment, so the reason why, so there are a couple of possibilities, or a few possibilities. Again, there might be others that might not go this route ultimately, but there are a number of possibilities. One of which is Aliens, and then Alien 3. So that's one possibility. I'm not sure if I'd go Resurrection, maybe, but then I wouldn't. If I did that, I wouldn't talk about Prometheus or Alien Covenant, but it would be maybe 3 or 4. So that's one possibility. The other possibility is that, let me say, there could be a reason why I am recently rewatching the works of Stanley Kubrick. Let me put it that way. So that might be another possibility for a live stream discussion. Also, I always wanted to do live stream discussions on The Godfather, but again, not sure. So we'll have to wait and see about that. Also, speaking of trilogies, I did mention it last time. There is a great, and we're talking about canon films and Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. Speaking of canon films, I love the films Enter the Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja, and Ninja 3: The Domination. So if ever there were an opportunity to speak about those, and if we could talk about it in a live stream format, that would be fantastic. But in any event, there's those and other things that are in the air, floating in the air at the moment. Luke says, I think the Unforgiven poster actually has the names in reverse order to the actors' heads. Yes, okay. Thank you yeah. I don't know why they did, like, it's I mean, I guess it's not really it's not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. I understand, but it's just, I don't know. Like, yeah. Oh, Marco says, I made a separate channel called The Cinema Hound. Okay, so everyone, let's check out The Cinema Hound. The Cinema Hound, thank you so much. Let's see, thank you. Oh, hello, thank you. So there's a someone here, and I'm so sorry, I cannot read the name here, so I apologize. But you say hi, and you ask, did you watch Stalker? What do you think? Oh yes, so I haven't spoken about Stalker on this channel, but yes, yes, Stalker is it's a uh, how should I put it? Um, uh, it is a it is a work that is so it has this way of being um, it's so interior. Let me put it that way. There's a way in which it's using environments, and I know the production. There's some pretty intense details with regard to the production of the film. I totally get that, and that might make the viewing all the more intense. You know what I mean? But there's a way too that the environments are so internalized. There's something about Tarkovsky that you're able to feel that way. It's amazing. Vincent is here. Hello. You say it also made my day to get a response from you on my comment. Oh, greetings from Germany. Oh, so really? Oh, wonderful. So you were in the Reddit subreddit group. I wonder which comment that was. So thank you so much. Yeah, all the same. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thank you. Zach Thura is here. So Zach Thura is here. Hello. You say. Um, hey Daisuke, love your channel. I've been watching for a couple of years now. Thank you so much. Thank you. And you say, I was curious about your thoughts on Letterboxd and if you use it. I used to. I had a really brief period there many years ago when I tried it, but it's I'm nothing against Letterboxd, but it's just it's on top of things like YouTube and then Instagram and then other things. Then to go to Letterboxd, it's something it's a little bit difficult for me to handle all at once. It's great. I have nothing against Letterboxd, okay, but I think it's a wonderful place to go, wonderful tool. It's a wonderful application, a great place to collect, gather one's thoughts as well as hear from others and read others' thoughts and reviews and takes and games and interactions. I get that, communities, etc. But just it's a little bit difficult to do that at the moment, but maybe one day. In the meantime, I do use Instagram for just discussions on films. So or not films, but discussions on not discussions, but just films that I'm thinking about at the moment. So Christopher is here. It's nice to see you, Christopher. You say greetings from Washington. Good to see you around today. Hope all is well with you while watching some awesome cinema. Thank you. Wave is here as well. You say, hope you are having a great day, brother Daisuke. Thank you again for all the great uploads. Thank you. Rob says, are you going to get the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, and 4K? It's on 4K? Really? That's great. I should get that. I love that film. I'm always behind the time when it comes to all this 4K release news. I can't keep up. It's amazing. It's an amazing time. Um, Scrolling down. Dr. says you're talking about the Man with the Movie Camera. This is the Eureka release. So, yeah, Region B. But it's a good release. I don't. It's if it's still in print. I hope it is. Yeah, it's. Let's see. It's an Apu trilogy. Yes, yes, that's right. Tea is good. Justin F is here. Hello. Hey Daisuke, I just watched the Criterion release of Cure and Drive My Car and loved them both. Looking forward to watching your videos on these to hear your thoughts now that I've seen them. Cheers. Well, thank you so much, Justin. Thank you. Very, very kind of you. Thank you. Let's see. Zach Thur's talking about posting a link. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes I don't know. Sometimes YouTube automatically deletes posts like that, but it's not me. It's not me. So if you can, sometimes links I think can be posted, so not a problem. So um, I just scroll down. You just give it your best shot, I suppose. All right, I've got to go in about. I have to go in about a couple minutes to take my daughter to. I have to take my daughter somewhere. So I sorry, I'm going to scroll down here a bit. Uh, oh, sadly, Bane. Jovial Josh is saying I watch Tenebrae once a month. Sadly, Bane is not in the film. Yeah, thank you. Um, yeah, Justin F. Yes, I hope the four flies gets a 4K gets a restock too. I have the Shameless release. It's a really great film. Underseen because of its status in terms of preservation and the like, but it's getting its new lease on life. Or it got it great. That was a great Blu-ray. That's a great Blu-ray. So, um, but yeah, amazing. Um, Still haven't seen Dark Glasses yet. Gerald is here. Is still talking about Crow. I love Crow. Yes, on Laserdisc. I remember that comment. Yes, Cooper Clever. It's here. Yes, nice to see you. And Jay 1969 is nice to see you. Talks about what Criterion films I'd like, or what films I'd like to see released on Criterion. I don't know. Maybe at the moment it would be Edward Yang's films Mahjong and Confusion, and then Ken Russell's The Devils. Full complete release of The Devils, and then The Straight Story. Right. All right. Scrolling down. All right, I've got to go. Gotta go. So, any last minute comments? Oh, Gerald's talking about Gothic fantasy. Yes. Um, any more last minute comments? Oh, Sinbad, thank you very much. Sinbad, thank you. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for that, and also for asking about Stalker. Thank you, Gerald. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's very kind of you. Happy holidays to you as well. Seasons greetings. So Benjamin May, thanks, Daisuke Tomeg. No, thank you, my dear friend. Thank you. And also to the subreddit group, the Criterion subreddit group. Thank you. Thank you. It warmed my heart. It warmed my heart to see that. So, totally undeserving of the kind attention, but it was lovely to see. Thank you. And I look and it says, yes. Oh gosh, it says on my iPhone as I open it up here what I showed. So this was the thing on the iPhone there again, and it says, I don't know if you can see it, but it says there so far it says likes 2001. I love that. 2001 likes. That's great. That's so great. Um, yeah. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. All right. Is there somewhere online that you can go to see what Haywood Floyd is reading when he's trying to read the instructions for the zero gravity toilet? Always wondering about that. We should talk about 2001: A Space Odyssey. One of the great mysteries of that film for me. Oh, guys, I have to go in a minute, but let me say one of the great mysteries for me about 2001: A Space Odyssey at the very beginning. I don't want to spoil it for. I'll try to be as vague as possible. There's a moment where a certain character has an object that is this kind of it's a very important object in terms of an instrument or tool and the utility or use of the tool and the way in which it is adapted based on certain circumstances. Now, one would think after the success of being able to determine or discover the utility of this tool that one would hold on to this. But there is a gesture that this character does, which the character throws it up in the air, and there's a very famous moment where this object is thrown up in the air and then seen fall back down. A very famous, what's known as a cut. It's a very famous cut. Now, but the question I've always had is what is the significance of this character throwing it in the air? Is that throwing in the air? I've always wondered this. I don't know what the answer is. Is it out of jubilation? Is it out of success and celebration? He's so happy he's throwing things up in the air. Or is it a sense of guilt or trauma or duress or stress? Maybe wanting to, quote unquote, wash one's hands clean of something that is seen as unclean, something that maybe has a kind of sinister undertone to its significance of otherwise, say, advanced technology. I've always wondered, or somewhere in between, I've always wondered what the character must have been thinking at that moment. But anyway, I'll have to watch 2001: A Space Odyssey again to see if I can get some clues. But in any event, sorry, I have to go. I really have to go. So thank you so much, and I will see you very, very soon. So thank you, and warmest regards. Oh, J1969 mentions Gloria. Well, that's a great one. So well done. Oh, Lufrin is here. It's nice to see you, my dear friend. So talk to you very soon. So cheers, my dear friends. Cheers. Oh, and also thank you so much, Marco. Thank you for the super chat. I forgot to mention. That was very kind of you. Thank you so much. Warmest regards and cheers. I'll see you all very soon, my dear friends. Have a great rest of your day and have a great weekend. Cheers. Cheers. Warmest regards. See a lot of great movies. Lots of great ones. Bye bye.